Good morning. Welcome to today's vlog. Trying something a little different today. I actually have a GoPro up here. I was able to attach to the sunroof. We're gonna see how it goes. I haven't really vlogged from the truck, but maybe once just to show it off. But it is 9 o'clock in the morning on a Thursday. Kids are off to school. Casey went for the workout. I went for a workout. I got back to the house. She was leaving. I quickly got showered and ready, and I am headed to meet her at a place called the Golden Scoop. And the Golden Scoop is like a coffee shop, ice cream shop, scoop, right? They employ people with special needs, so that's cool. Apparently there is not like a town hall, but there's like a meetup with some sort of state or local representatives. It was supposed to start at 9. Of course, Casey, she just told me yesterday, she's like, do you want to go to this thing with me? And I was like, yeah, of course I do. But I'm going to be late. She said it's okay. It's like kind of a get there sort of on time situation. So we'll see. I'm going to go there, see what this is all about. And then probably, I don't know what'll happen. I'm doing some blends today. And then we'll get Hudson and Dominic home from school, and we'll see how the evening goes. Tonight is a happy hour at our car club, so I'm gonna probably go to that, which I probably won't record. But anyway, let's get over to the Golden Scoop, see how this goes, and yeah, welcome to the vlog.
Laying down, and one of the little boys says, "Hey, Becky," I don't even know the kid. "Hey, Becky, these guys are just alike." And I looked down, and I said, "Explain, how do you think they're alike?" He said, "They both have yellow hair." Because that's what he noticed that was different. Not that they were doing something completely different than everyone else in the group was doing. Yeah.
My question and ask is there a way for the ACL to help states when parents, groups of parents like us, highly motivated, pretty intelligent on most days, if we get sleep, especially given the Medicaid cuts that are coming, how can you show those successful examples in a way that feels doable and accessible for people at the ground level? To me, that would be an amazing thing to do at your level now, to help improve and grassroots kind of grow without just saying we need more money. We understand that we have actionable items, but it is going to take both sides to do it.
I will answer that specifically. One thing is, I just want to say, in terms of cuts that are coming, services for people who qualify for services are not being cut. Their funding is not being cut. So that is not a thing. That is not a thing. That is not who people are trying to clear room for. In fact, it is so that people who need the services are getting the services. And I say that only because I engage in this conversation regularly with Medicaid. I'm like, yeah, they said everybody's just afraid of these budget cuts. And CMS is like, ask them why they're afraid that their services are being cut, because that is not what's happening. So I will say, and I literally had them put it in writing for me, because I'm like, oh, I don't want to mismessage that. And they're like, yeah, there's just a lot of confusion over, what the expectation is. But
I think because of the federal messaging from people like Secretary Kennedy saying caregivers should work for free. So
yeah, I think that the issues of support and who's receiving funding and for which things, that is something that we're all eating on. But what's happening is, as with many other programs, the people who aren't doing things the way that they're intended are capturing the attention.
Yeah, I get it. And 1% gets 90%.
Yeah, and so and so I'm fighting hard against that and trying to message that, wait, this isn't, representative of everything that's happening. But the funding itself, I would even go so far as to say, I would be thinking creatively about.
Well, that's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
So back to, we share success stories of public-private partnerships that worked in Georgia and Vermont and Colorado and California. Can we please share that at a much more public level that other states can feel empowered to do it?
We can. And that's what we're encouraging our grantees to do, because at the federal level, I can't post something saying, hey, here's these private companies that are doing X, Y, or Z that's successful. I mean, just, again, transparently. So that's why I'm working with people like Sarah here. And you know, anyone who wants to work with me. It's just that, you know, Sarah's aggressive, you guys. She hunted me down. Like, I'm not kidding. She found me, right? So, yes, we definitely need it. That's what I mean by sharing blueprints.
Yeah, or if there's a way, right?
Yes.
Just the model. I'm not even saying
we are on it and we are looking at it, and I can't post that, like, that doesn't belong on a federal site, but I'm messaging to these guys and in all of our groups, like, where are we gonna, where are these blueprints gonna live, because they need to live somewhere. So
thank you.
thank you.
Final question.
Okay, we're done with that. I'm gonna head home. What is that? Oh, it's in front of me. It beeps. It beeps when there's something near the vehicle. I'm not used to this yet. All these bells and whistles. Pretty cool. After that was over, I chatted with the owner. Casey introduced me to the owner, Amber, and we had a great conversation about the Golden Scoop. They have 2 locations down here in Overland Park, Kansas, and that was really cool. Anyway, okay, let me get home, get these blends started, and we'll see how the rest of the day goes. That was Commissioner with the Health and Human Services, I think, Medicaid. I didn't know when I got there. I did not know what I was stepping into, so I did my best to understand everything that was going on. Mostly I did my best to hear. But yeah, just it's a person with a limited time frame for trying to get some things done with budgeting, with Medicaid, I think. Anyway. Oh, so finishing up with some more blends here. This is the second set. It's going out. In fact, I gotta take a bunch of these downstairs because they're not gonna fit in the freezer out here in the garage, because we just got our food service delivery this last week. So our main big freezer is full, and when I keep these in, I had to move some of the stuff into it to make room. But we have a downstairs freezer, so we have, I mean, I guess we have 1, 2, 3, 4 freezers in our house. Fridge freezer, chest freezer downstairs, and then the big food freezer. Yeah, I guess we have to have a lot of refrigeration to keep this house going, especially with the variables of everyone's diet. So we have a plethora of food, or make that a plethora of food choices. Anyway, getting everything put away. By the way, this was funny. I started making Hudson's food today, and I noticed that we were like really low. I had like maybe 2 tablespoons of flax seed left, so I had to go get some. So I usually get it from Walmart, just the Great Value brand or whatever they call their, whatever the generic brand is from Walmart. They were out, so I had to go to the Price Chopper and get Bob's Red Mill, which is more expensive, but you know, fine. But I was just noticing, I remember that Bob's Red Mill used to have like, you could see through the bag. It was like transparent, like a window into the bag. I'm looking at this one and it says whole ground flaxseed meal. You can see our quality. You can't see. You can't see into this. I think they got to change their slogan. I mean, I guess you can see it once you open it, but why did you include a fake window on the bag if it's you can see our quality? What? I did get a notification that the bus is within 1 mile of the house, which means we've still got probably 10 minutes before she gets here. As well as with the door open, I can hear the middle schoolers and high schoolers walking by and zooming by on their electric bicycles. So she should be here soon. right. She is here. Oh, sorry, kid. We ran into the counter, didn't we? Yeah, you like that anyway. That always cracks you up. All right. She's home. And they reported that they gave her liquid IV at like 11:15 this morning, which means that you were being dysautonomia style, weren't you? Yeah. All right. Well, all right, let's get her downstairs. I think Casey's texting me. Yeah, she's on her way home. That's awesome. And now she gives the orneriest smile as I bring her up in the sling. So, I know that I've been needing to make videos for you guys, to keep making videos, but I just haven't had anything really to share. That's always a good thing, that things are running smoothly, basically. And I don't have anything to share because it's the same old regular day. I'm not creating any new inventions for the house, and Hudson's been pretty healthy this last month or so. I mean, we had that RSV situation, but even that was pretty well not a big deal, honestly. The kids are done with school next week. Yeah, they have, I think, 5 official days of school left, maybe 5.5. Today being Thursday, and then I think they're done next Wednesday. Oh my gosh, kid, oh my gosh. Maybe Thursday's a half day. It's gonna be summer, so I'll be able to, we'll be able to go some places, you know, like maybe go to the zoo, the aquarium, which is just a fish zoo, right? Yeah, maybe get ourselves out of the house a little bit. Because with school being a good socializing, you know, a good destination for Hudson to go to, you know, in the summer we don't want to just be stuck in the house. Yeah, you don't want to just be sitting in your chair doing nothing, right, kid? So we try to go places. Let me get her moved really quickly. Get her covered with a blanket so she's decent, and then we'll finish off the vlog. Hudson, a couple of the waters that she gets during the day through her pump is 700 milliliters. Her old bags were 500 milliliter bags. They would hold about 680 if you filled them like all the way up to the top. So it would run out and the thing would beep, and we'd have to put more in, and it was the whole thing. Well, then we found out, oh, look at that, bigger bags. And it was Cassie, Hudson's nurse, that said, why don't you just see if they have bigger bags? I know they do. I was like, yeah, of course they do, right? Because we've been using the same size. It's just something that I wouldn't know or just think of because, you know, this is our first rodeo. Even though we're 15 and a half years in of doing this with Hudson, it's good to have a nurse who has had another patient, another client basically, that she's kind of been through a lot of this before we had. Even though she's not a special needs parent, she's been in that position of helping another family out like she does for us. Yeah, sometimes if you don't know something for your own kids, sometimes it's good to have that alternate person who can help you out with, somebody to bounce ideas off of, or to bounce an idea off of you. Hey, check and see if they have bigger bags. So Casey's going to be here in a minute, and so maybe to close out the vlog, I'm going to go and ask her a little more about today, because she is the expert when it comes to those things. I'm the expert in here, in all things this. Well, I don't know about expert. I just told you I had had to be told that these exist. I was not actually prepared for what I was going into this morning with that, and not in a bad way. Just so I know what's going on. It was a fast morning. By the way, that's vitamin D plus K2, D3 and K2. So a couple drops in there. I think one drop is 1,000 milligrams of vitamin D. Is this device working? Did it end up working today? We had to reset this morning. Yeah, it's working.
Yes.
Oh, that was me, not you. Now it's your turn. You tell me anything today? Yeah, the device was dead when she got home, so obviously she used it during the day. But when you were leaving this morning, it wasn't tracking your eyes, was it? You didn't have a voice when you left, so I had to reset it as she was leaving to get on the bus this morning, and I had to do the restart button on it so that it reset. Okay, Hudson Ann, I'm gonna go up and chat with your mom. You can take your after school nap if you'd like. Yeah, we're not gonna overdose on you today. We are gonna go say hi to Dominic, who's home. He got here right when I turned the camera off to change her quickly. He walked in the room. By the way, I had to do a cath with her. She had not had a wet since 11:15 this morning. So we got ahead of it because you were looking a little drowsy. Yeah, you're still looking a little spacey there. But I think we're on the flip side of that. The weather, I tell you what, spring and fall, worst for this kid. I'll be back, kid. Hey, Bubs.
I did.
Did you get your laundry in there?
Not yet.
You brought it in here, though.
I'm talking to Grandma.
Okay, he's talking to Grandma.
Tuesday, I guess, but
It's a nice shirt.
I don't know that I'll see you.
That shirt used to be mine. Now, it's always been too small for me, so when he got bigger, it fit him. And not only that, he now wears the same size shoe as me, which he's 13 and a half, which means he's definitely gonna be in 12. I wear 11, and he's in 11s. He's definitely gonna probably wear 12s or 13s. That kid's gonna be huge, or not. I'm getting ready to make some of this. I get it at Walmart. They used to have a bunch of other choices, but the butter chicken is definitely one of our favorites. So there is Casey. Hi, I'm assaulting you as you come in the door.
Okay.
So can you explain a little more about who that lady was this morning?
Amber Shriver.
Amber Shriver, and she's the commissioner of...
Oh, no. I didn't know who you
Oh,
were talking
Amber was the owner
Amber-
of the Golden Scoop.
Amber
Yes.
runs the Golden Scoop.
Yeah, right.
Rebecca
who we went to listen to.
Hines. Becky Hines
Becky Hines.
is the
Okay.
national commissioner for the Association on Community Living.
Okay.
So the ACL is the federal organization that oversees long-term care for the elderly and all housing for people with disabilities.
Right. And she made a special trip to Kansas, or she just happened to be here for something?
No, it was a special trip, but she had meetings with more important people yesterday
Okay.
in Topeka.
More important people.
Well, I mean, like
Up the chain people.
the head of the DRC and,
Yeah.
Capitol Hill
Yeah.
people.
So, but she made some time right before she had to go to the airport, sit down with some of us there, and,
Yeah.
and just.
It was a really, sometimes when you meet with politicians, it's like you get the feeling it's in one ear, out the other. And I feel like she really listened, and she was engaging and had her own story about her nephew that was important.
Yeah. I didn't record the whole thing. I recorded your question with her, but her nephew lived to be 20, I believe she said.
22 or 23.
Early 20s, but had some pretty significant special needs.
Well, he was in a wheelchair, nonverbal, medical complexity, like Hudson.
Right. Much like Hudson.
Yeah.
Right. So she definitely had a connection to our world. So
Yeah.
yeah.
It was a good meeting. Will anything happen? Probably not tomorrow, but we got in her ear, and that was the most important thing. And advocacy takes a while. It doesn't just happen.
The wheels turn slowly.
Yeah, but it was a good meeting.
But again, just like we say at the end of all of our videos, which I'm gonna say right now, to the world, you may be one person, but to one person, you may be the world. So go be somebody's world. And sometimes that takes advocacy. Sometimes that takes just going into a room and arguing your case, or just stating your case, or just trying to get in front of somebody. Even though it seems incremental, just any step forward towards changing that world for other people is, it's effective. It's not always as fast as you want it to be.
Well, and I'll also say too, like being in that room, there were connections with other people that I didn't know about that we're now scheduling lunches and coffees with to talk about, can there be a community living place for Hudson here in the future? And I'm hopeful. I think it wasn't just about Becky being there, although that was important. She's federal level. Like, we also need our state people.
100%. I mean, you make more difference on the local level than you
But
ever.
just telling your story, like you said, I think is
at least getting
really
it in somebody's ear.
Right.
Up that chain.
Right.
So, anyway, that's gonna do it for today's vlog. I'm gonna finish getting this butter chicken all made up. Butter chicken for dinner.
Yay.
All right. So, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next episode. And like I said, summer's coming, so we'll be able to go do some things instead of just, hey, she's home from school. Hey, she's going to school. Bye, guys.